There we go. Because there's a lot of faces that are missing. So if you had a chance when we were down at Summit, I'm going to talk for like 15 minutes. I'm going to give you guys 15 minutes to ask questions. So Liz, you're in charge. At 7:45, buzz me. Tell me to stop. Go like this. Tell me to stop talking. But at Summit, we had different trainings and stuff that we went to, like all day Friday, all day Saturday was different trainings. And the one where I was sitting there and I'm like, oh, I kept thinking about my Teen Cup team. And we have such a group of new coaches, which is awesome because that's kind of what Teen Cup is meant for, is to get new coaches getting started, with your leader coach or newer coach or more veteran, that kind of thing. So, but I just kept thinking their topic was inviting using social media. And so I took pictures of all the screens and I sent them to you guys. But I just wanted to talk a little bit more about it because I think it really talked about, I should have maybe just recorded them, the whole thing, but it really reminded me of what we were talking about last week with the going for no, and just really planting those seeds. And this was something that I had heard of last October, November, was planting the seeds. And so that's just something that stuck in my head. But I'll just kind of go over my notes and kind of share with you. So when it comes to planting the seed, and you see, like for example, like Megan, she is already at Success Club 8. She's already like rocking this month. Last month she had a combined Success Club 32. But if you look at her social media, she is constantly planting seeds as to her workouts, as to her life, as to her health, as to her nutrition. She's constantly leaving those breadcrumbs. And that's why she's selling so much of Country Heat, was because she had the event page. She was sharing about it. She was talking about it. And so if you're not talking about something, you're not sharing about something, nobody's going to know what's going on. Nobody's going to know what's happening. I'll give you an example. The last 2 days, I've really focused on my nutrition. I've been sharing stuff on my Snapchat. I've been sharing stuff on Facebook. I've had people messaging me, no joke, like these last 2 days. Can I get your recipe for that? Like, what did you do for that? Is this gluten-free? Is this dairy-free? Like, so much interaction. I'm like, holy crap. Like, why have I been waiting so long to do this? And so it's something you have to think about doing. And for me, I have to write it out. I have to write out what I'm going to post about, what I'm going to talk about. But the book and it's on the bottom of my stack, but it's called Jab, Jab, Right Hook. It's not a very good read. It's really dry. But the guy who wrote it, Gary Vaynerchuk, he was one of the speakers there at Summit, and he talks about how in the social media world, you have to jab, 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 and then right hook. So you have to leave those breadcrumbs. You have to leave something about your workout, leave something about your nutrition, leave something about how Shakeology's helped you. Leave these little breadcrumbs, little sneak peeks into your life, and then you hook the people with your call to action. So then you ask them for something. So you're leaving info, and then you ask them, hey, do you want to join my challenge group? Comment below for more information. Send me a message. Some of the more veteran coaches, fill out my application, those kind of things. So you have to leave those little breadcrumbs, those little looks into your life, and then you have to give them that call to action. So people are seeing it, and you can't just do it once, right? You can't just post once about Country Heat and then expect that everybody's going to know what it's about. No, you've got to leave information, or whatever program it is you're doing. If you're doing 22-minute hardcore, that's on sale this month. Talk about that. Talk about the workouts. Do a video, leaving those 21-day fix, whatever it is you're doing, you just constantly have to be leaving those little jabs, and then you got to get them with that hook and really get that. So I shared those 7 questions for the breadcrumbing. I would try to talk about those once a day. I will usually sit down and I'll type it out on my computer, because if I type, and then it's better than on my phone. Like, my phone takes me forever, and I want to make it short, but when I want to add some depth to it, I will type it out on my computer. I'll answer one of those 7 questions. How has the opportunity impacted your life? So how has the challenge group changed your life? How has, you can even talk about coaching. How has coaching and being able to help others, or being on this team, in this community, how has that helped you? All the ways the products impact your life. So how have the different programs impact your life? How has Shakeology changed your life? How has in general, being in the challenge group, and the nutrition, the containers, what have the containers done for you? Those kind of things. Sharing your journey, building rapport. People are going to connect with your struggles before they connect with your successes. And those of you that are newer coaches, and maybe if you're just getting started on your journey with working out and with the fitness, they're gonna relate to that. People don't relate to perfection, right? They relate more to you and your struggles and, oh my gosh, I really wanted to eat this, but I chose this instead because I have goals, because I want to get to where I want to be, those kind of things. Or those of us that have kids, I feel like people really connect with, sharing the messes that parenting can bring on Facebook and building that rapport and letting them in and building those connections and things. And all of your content should provide value. And this one, I get stuck on this a lot too. Sometimes I'm like, crap, it's 5 o'clock, I got to post something. So I think of the most randomest thing and I post it, right? Sometimes those get good traction, but they need to provide value. So I really noticed when I started doing those 7 breadcrumbing questions and really focused on that, I was getting more value, even if it wasn't getting as many likes, because sometimes you tend to see that, but I know people are reading it. I know people are seeing that. And so just providing that value. Think about the old you before you started. Think about, who's the person you want to help, and write your post to them. Think about who you were before you got started. Were you tired? Were you overweight? Were you sluggish? Were you unhappy? Were you carrying around all your extra baby weight? Whatever it is, whoever you were before you got started, think about that person. And if you're still struggling and you're still getting through, how are you overcoming that? How are you working for that? And how is that helping you? Also, getting them to ask questions. So something that you could do is to maybe, in your posts, leave them a question or give them something to ask or lead them to wanting to get more information from you. Engage with your audience. Ask for opinions or feedbacks. This is one thing where I always, even though in my mind I already know what I want to buy or already know what I want to wear, if I throw it up there on Facebook, people love to give their opinions about whatever it is. So you want to build traction. You want to build some interaction on your page. Ask, would you rather do this or this? Or I think Katie had it way at the beginning of the year. I remember she had a s'mores post. Nothing to do with Beachbody. Nothing to do with 21 Day Fix or anything. It was like, how do you like your s'mores? The toilet paper one's always good. Is it over? Is it under? Whatever. My outfit ones always do good. Like if I post some different outfits and get people's opinions, so find something, even if you already know which one you want to buy or which one you want to wear, just take a few different pictures, throw it up there and get some different opinions. People love to give their opinion on Facebook, even if it's ridiculous. They like to do that. So, and constantly remind people of your why. So why are you doing this? For me, it's, to be healthy for my family, to be a good example, to stay accountable and help my coaches and help my challengers. But my why when I started was because I was overweight. I was unhappy. I was a new mom. I was hardly sleeping. Life just seemed like, is this it? Is this really it? I get 2 hours of sleep and my clothes don't fit and I feel like crap. Like, is this how my life is going to be? That's where I was at when I started. And so sometimes, that was 14 months ago. People don't remember who I was then or whatever. So me constantly going back to that, or that's who I think of when I post, is that mom that's running on 2 hours of sleep and hates everything in her closet because nothing fits, those kind of things. So think about who that person is that you are wanting to talk to and you're wanting to go with. So that was kind of what they had about breadcrumbing and leaving those things. Some other stuff. When you're inviting, some different steps to inviting, like if you give somebody a call to action on your post. So let's say like tomorrow night you throw up a post about the next challenge group starting on Monday and you leave a call to action. Comment me below or shoot me a message, okay? So they comment below or they send you a message. That's one way of inviting. When you feel ready or you're ready to do this, you can create an event page. I know sometimes I get really good traction off of it and sometimes I don't get a lot. I find when we do like a launch like Country Heat, I get a lot more interaction than I do on just a regular one. And a lot of what we do is the private message or the private inviting, those private messages. So some things to do is to be natural, okay? And this is something that took me a long time to figure out. I literally would take what my coach sent to me when she invited me, I would copy and paste it, and that's what I used. And it took me a long time to realize that that's not me. Like, and I'm sharing what I'm using with you, but you still have to be you. So I like to, you know, have in my mind and just sit down and type out what you want to say. You know, think about your best friend, you're inviting them to your challenge group. What would you say to them? And go from there. And also take how people respond to you as a way to kind of tweak that too. Like, I know somebody, I sent you guys what I was starting to send out to people today. And I had somebody respond and she goes, I guess I don't really understand what you're asking me. I was like, oh, did I like, oh, she must not see any of my posts apparently. So I had to sit down and like re-explain like what the challenge group is, you know, what a support group is, and to go from there. So small, short responses are really the best. Don't try to word vomit on them. Pretend like you're talking to your best friend. Take the focus off of you. I really try hard to ask people questions. Do you struggle with nutrition or your exercise? What does a typical day of eating look like for you? What exercise do you like to do? Especially this month, since there's so many programs on sale, asking them the questions. Another thing too is the feel, felt, found method. So let's say somebody says, I've tried lots of shakes before. I'm not into Shakeology. No thanks. Like, I've tried a million shakes. Feel, felt, found. Okay, so I totally feel, or what would it be? I understand how you feel. I totally felt the same way when I started. I've tried lots of shakes before too. My husband was really into different proteins. I've tried almost every one, I swear. But this is what I found to be true about Shakeology. So think about that, the feel, felt, found. Because we all probably in the back of our heads had those objections about cost, about Shakeology, about a group, about nutrition, you know, all of those things, and just try to implement that with them. Eliminate those objections before they arise. So, you know, talking about how Shakeology, talk about how it changed for you or how it impacted you and those kind of things. Emphasize the value that comes with the challenge pack, and then be patient. Okay, I know Abby sent me a text today, or Liz said it too. She's like, oh, I got a couple no's already. Or Abby's like, oh, I got a couple no's. All right, be patient, right? It's August 2nd, and you guys are already sending out your invites. That's a good thing, okay? So it's a good thing, right? And you will find, I promise, that those no's will lead to yeses. Because if you got a yes every single time, this would be a piece of cake, right? And everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be coaching. Everybody would be inviting people. So it's one of those things that takes time. You will get there. Be consistent on your social media. That's the best thing I can say, is to keep posting. Change up your pictures, you know. Add different pictures of you, add different facial expressions, close-ups, far away, add text to it. You know, just try mixing it up. Try leaving things different, eye-catching. You know, think about it. People are scrolling on their thumbs. You want them to stop and be like, whoa, what the heck is she doing? Or what is this about? You know, like Liz, your post the other morning when you were like this. Me, I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder what is she thinking about? Like, I like literally stopped and I was like, oh, I wonder what she's thinking about. You know, those kind of things. Or Abby's like really good at her facial expressions. Like, like all the time. When I went through to make our team cut picture, it was hard to find a normal picture of you, just saying. But, you know, those kind of things, that's what you want to do. You want to make people stop. Okay. I know, I'm like 2 minutes over. Liz didn't give me the X. She didn't tell me to stop. Okay, I'm just looking through this last page. Fortune is in the follow-up. Okay, they talked about that a lot. She did 3 individual follow-ups, and I will share with you guys how I usually follow up. And then she gave a new one that I'm going to start using for my 3rd follow-up, so I'm going to share that with you guys in the team page. The last 3 things I had stars by. People are always watching. So even if they're not liking, even if they're not commenting, they are watching you. I did not like or comment on a single one of my coaches' posts, but I watched her from the second she started until the second she invited me. Seriously. I did not like or comment on a single thing, but I knew what she was doing. I was watching her. Constantly use the 4 vitals. Okay, so that 4th vital, we don't talk about it a ton, but it's recognition. And so one thing to think about is if you have a challenger who's doing awesome, like I have a challenger She, first week of 21 Day Fix, she lost 25 inches. 25 inches. Yeah. And then I checked in with her today. I'm like, are you for real? Like, did that really happen? She's like, yeah, and I've already lost another 4.5. Like, she's lost almost 30 inches in 2 weeks of doing 21 Day Fix. So guess what I'm talking about tonight on social media? Like, I don't have a picture, but I'm going to talk about that because that's insane. And she can't even do all the workouts because of her knees. That's insane. So talk to your challengers, check in with them. Hey, what's a victory you have? And share those on social media, you know. Jump on a video, or Abby I saw your post, I didn't read it all, but you checked in with or you saw somebody today and you share that. So that's recognition. That's what that fourth vital is. And then consistency, showing up every single day. I'm going to talk about that at 8 o'clock too, about how important that is to just be showing up every single day. Okay, I'm done. Questions, you guys, go. Sorry, I like sped through that really fast, but. Nobody has any questions? Does it help me share? Oh, go ahead.
What did you talk about before?
I talked about like breadcrumbing.
Okay.
Like leaving little snippets and then hooking them. That was one of the reasons why I asked in the group. Was it Sunday? I posted about what program you were committing to, what program you're doing, because, you know, I knew that I was going to do Country Heat on Monday, and so that's why I talked about it all through July. But it's hard to talk about a program and promote a program if you're not doing it. So I think whatever program that you are committing to right now, that's what you need to focus on. You know, Megan's having a lot of success with Country Heat. I am too, but we're doing that program, right? So if I was doing Country Heat but trying to sell 22-minute hard corps, that doesn't really work because people are looking on my Facebook. They're seeing that I'm doing this dancing thing, right? So whatever program you're doing, it's fine. You know, they're all on sale, so really it doesn't matter. But that's what you got to promote. That's what you got to talk about. And when you're inviting, that's what you're inviting to, right? And you can talk about, like, Liz, I know you're doing 22-minute hard corps, and that might not be for everybody, like, starting out, but you can talk about 21 Day Fix because you've done it. Or you can say, hey, this new program, Country Heat, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, I have a lady right now, she's, like, doesn't exercise. She's like, oh, I hate it. I never stick with it. It always hurts, blah, blah, blah. And like, Country Heat, hello. Like, that's what you need to be doing, you know. So just know that whatever it is that you're doing and you're posting about and you're sharing, just commit to that 100% and just go all in with that and stuff. So, yeah.
I do have a question. When does that cooking show come out? Because I feel like that's going to be, like, especially since Beachbody On Demand is on sale with the containers.
That comes out mid-August. I don't remember for sure. And they're going to come out with, like, one episode a week. They are doing a ton with BOD to try and make it so people stick with it, and which is awesome because, like, you know, most people, I just tell them flat out, I'm like, you might as well cancel it because you're not even using it. They're coming out with a yoga program that's exclusively on BOD. Next week starts this reality show, which I'm like, are you serious? Like, I don't know. But they're trying to find the next trainer. And so it's kind of like, Megan called it Big Brother. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like The Bachelor, but with weights and steroids. And no, I'm just kidding with steroids. But like, she called it Big Brother. So basically there's like 20-year-olds, 20-something-year-olds in there vying for a spot as the next celebrity trainer with Beachbody. So I'll probably watch it just because, I don't know, like, why not watch it? But they're trying to get more stuff on BOD, you know, and trying to, like, Country Heat, how you could exclusively buy it on demand, you know, those kind of things. So yeah, I don't remember the exact date. I want to say the 8th is when they were coming out with it. It did put on.
Okay, well, I just looked it up because, like you said, it's kind of hard to promote a program when you're not doing it. So I just really kind of feel weird when I talk about Country Heat. So
mid to late August, the Fixate Cooking Show launches on BOD.
Okay.
And then August 8th is when the 20s starts.
When the what starts?
The the 20 show.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, I have information on the yoga. Oh, and the 3-week yoga program, it doesn't cost any extra money to unlock it. It's going to be on BOD for free, that 3-week program. So there's also, I'm not going to talk about it now because I'll talk about it on the call, but the health bet, it's a new thing that's going to come out in September too. I don't know if you guys have read.
I saw that. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. I screenshot it right off Melanie Mitro's call, so I'm just going to talk about it right from there. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. Pretty cool. Anything else you guys are wondering about? Liz sent me her calendar the other day, and it looked awesome. She got that work time done good.
Yeah, but then it started to rain, so they had to come home from the parks.
And you're like, go away.
I know.
The last 2 days I've been really bad. Like, Kinsley's woke up at 3, but I'm like, oh, you can just, and she'll play in her bed or fall back asleep. And so, last 2 days I haven't gotten her out of bed till 4. Like, she's been in her bed an extra hour. I'm like, right when I get in the groove, you wake up. Like, go back to sleep. So, yeah. Awesome. Well, I think we have 4, 6, 8 points, I think. 8. I think Sam signed somebody up. I had another person sign up, and Shannon did. So, yeah, 8 points. So, Emily, I'm glad you jumped on. You are more than welcome to join our calls. Or if you have questions, definitely let me know.
Okay, sorry, I'm still trying to figure this out. It's been a while.
That's all right. Yeah, I don't know. Well, and I'm glad you messaged me about the setting the group up because the gal who was supposed to do it. So I was like, but we had a plan B in case it didn't work out. So, but yeah, so awesome. All right. Well, we've got about 4 minutes until the next call starts. So nobody has any questions. I think I'm going to close this one and then I'll open the next one. So I left the link in the team page underneath the picture. So in the comments. So awesome. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or if you get a response and you don't really know how to respond, just post it in the thread and I can help you out or somebody else has an opinion or whatever. So
I actually do have something.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously I've kind of been MIA for the last, 6, 7, 8 months. And my last day of class is tomorrow and I have 10 assignments that are due, but I don't really care at this point. Anyway, I have been thinking about just posting one thing for the last 2 days, and I just feel like I'm stuck in such a rut. And if this is something that I can do in another time with you, just Kylie, that's fine. But I just that's where I'm at. And I know usually when I bring something up, someone gives me something and I've kind of been writing notes. But yes, if you have anything you can throw at me, that would be awesome.
What do you mean? For something to post about or
I just feel like I haven't posted for so long to just come out with some random, I don't want to do a coming out post, but I don't want to be
go look at what Abby did
okay.
A couple weeks ago. She posted, it was hilarious. She posted, she was laying on the floor and she's like, help, I've fallen and I can't get it. So I would go and scroll through her Facebook and just kind of look at that, and I would almost do a post like that. Just
basically saying that you're kind of back at it, but not really saying that type of thing.
Just letting people know your struggle. Life got insanely busy. It totally, I was sick, school started. I was but the last few weeks I've taken and I've refocused on my health and my nutrition. And I am so excited to jump back into the game and help others, something like that.
Okay.
So if you want to throw it together and let me look at it before you do it, that's totally fine too.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that help?
Kind of. We'll see.
Did you see it? Because I can send it to you.
I did see it. Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel the same way that you are probably feeling.
I would still kind of look at it as like your coming out post though, like, but just your coming back post, maybe calling it, you know, just saying, I think I would talk about how life just got crazy and insane and, you know, you kind of fell off, but you realized I feel like crap or, you know, or whatever made you decide to come back, you know, or you can just talk about how I think you said it to me that your friend signed up with you and you were helping her and you're like, wow, I miss this. Like I miss that at helping people. So you can even talk about that, just about how you started working with your friend and it made you realize that you really miss this or that you really were meant to do this or something like that, you know?
Okay. That's good. I like that.
Yeah. So definitely draft something up and then you can shoot it to me and I can look it over and tell you what's awesome and tell you to post it.
Okay.
All right, you guys, I'm going to close this and I'm going to